When we met, we were playing Left 4 Dead 2. And that, you know, we played that for probably 6, maybe 7, 8, 9 months. Played that game for a long time.
When Chris and I used to play Left 4 Dead 2, there was times when we'd get in big arguments about me leaving him behind for dead. So, yeah, that does... It's kind of hard when you're arguing about, like, zombies killing your spouse and leaving them behind, but it's what's best for the team, right?
Well, I see her get mad at her games all the time. Left 4 Dead especially.
When I die a lot, I say f*** a lot. And shit. And I usually tell them to go do something to themselves.
Yeah, I, you know, generally use a long drawn out f***. That always works well for me. You know, lots of
I probably f*** really loud. Chris says f*** a lot. And whore. That's a good one.
There's no control that what comes out of my mouth when something pisses me off in a multiplayer video game. Yeah, I can't be held accountable yet. If there's other people in the room, I'm sorry if I've offended you. I used to be in a clan called the Tech Clan. It was a very close-knit group of friends that I grew up with in my hometown.
A Halo clan is essentially a group of guys that like to play together against other clans or against just random people.
Well, the Tech Clan was fun because it was a close-knit group of friends.
We formed Tech just from friends. Just a group of guys that like to play in the same game, and you know, I mean, it's just one of those things where we got into it. You can actually go on internet and there's clan forums and clan battle sites like clanwars.com, where you can enter your clan and you compete against other clans. So what you do is there's tournament style, so you go against these guys, and if you win, you kind of go up the bracket, up the ladder. And at one point we were top clan on that website in the world for Halo PC back in the day.
Our Tech Clan on PC was #1 for the longest time, for months.
We have one guy on our team. He would always be the lone wolf, so we'd have to rearrange our team around that and his gameplay because that's how he liked to play.
But at the same time, we're still working together, even though there's people that will run out and die non-stop.
It's just for, you know, bragging rights to say that you beat them, kind of thing like that.
The first thing that got me into competitive gaming was when I was about 8 or 9 years old. I got a game for the computer called Command and Conquer, and it was a strategy game. And I started playing that online when I was 8 or 9 years old, and I was always in the top 50 in the world for people that were playing. So that kind of got me stoked that I was actually that good at a video game, and then I just kind of tried to be the best at whatever game I played after that.
My name's Randy Kirk. I am Ryan's dad. I'm not a heavy-duty gamer. I did game a bit, but I watched his dedication to gaming, and I understood that it was something that he really loved, and I wasn't going to stop him. And once he got into MLG and started meeting a lot of people and going to events, and I saw the teamwork and the dedication that it took, it's phenomenal. It's actually like a sport.
Welcome to the Major League Gaming ESPN Top 10. Chris Puckett counting down your top 10 Halo 3 plays. At number 2, we have a kid who never learned how to zoom in with the sniper rifle. It's Vivid Furion here on Narrow CTF. Check him out. The first no-scope, the second one for the double, and then the third one for the overkill extermination, picking off 2 red players with 1 shot.
When I was playing competitive Halo, it was usually 5 to 8 hours a day, just practicing and getting to know everything there is in the game.
These people that I was getting into gaming with wouldn't tolerate some of my friends, so it was very hard just to play the way I wanted to play and to get as good as I wanted to get, knowing that I'm hurting the feelings of some of my friends too, because, you know, I grew up playing with them.
When we play together, not against each other. Because, you know, we're a team, so...
But there's usually stats, so it's nice to be best.
Yeah.
You always want to be better than the other player. You always want to have bragging rights, and you always want to be number one.
I try not to be overly competitive in life because it always causes problems with other people, to be too competitive in everything. But I like to be like that, and I can do that by playing the shit out of something, or, you know, going on a game like a Call of Duty or something like that and just shooting people in the face for hours. I mean, that's fun. It's fun. It's fun. I don't know what to say.
The first video game tournament that I went to for Halo was in Dallas, Texas.
He's 17. I let him go down to Dallas, Texas. Of course, I'm nervous, but I got a good friend who's down there. And
the tournament was 3 days long, and we were staying at a hotel. And after the 3 days, my dad's friend was supposed to pick me up at the hotel.
he goes to the lobby where my son's supposed to be, and my son's not there. So he's like, well, what the hell's going on? So he goes up to the front desk and he says, hey, I need to know where Ryan Kirk is staying.
And he asks whoever answered the door, I can't remember who it was, where Ryan was.
And they go, well, he left with a lady and they went to the airport. And Bruce is like, what the hell?
And my dad freaks out.
I've got a 17-year-old son and some lady's taking him to the airport in Dallas, Texas. Like, it's my son, I only have one. So he says, okay, I'll phone you back, And of course, I'm just having a heart attack, right? Like, I'm just like, I let this kid go down there, I let him go gaming, and I've lost it to some lady who's gonna lose his virginity. Whatever the hell was going through my head, I don't know.
It turns out he just went to the wrong lobby because there were 2 lobbies in the hotel, so I was waiting in the other lobby for like 4 hours, waiting to get picked up.
I'm like, oh my God, kid, I'm so sorry. So that was my bad gaming experience with all of the gaming that he's done. So it was, I think I turned gray that day. Like, I'm gray now, but it's because of that day. So that's my gaming experience.
The whole reason why this happened is because there was another Ryan in our hotel room. So there was 2 of us, and it was the other Ryan who left with his mom to go to the airport. Gaming for myself, I don't really find it as an addiction. I find it more as a hobby. Just play for a couple hours and then get off. I'm not like sitting here for 12 hours a day and don't eat in the 12 hours and don't drink in the 12 hours. I play for a bit and get off and take a break. But I know some people who will play for 12 hours, 16 hours, 20 hours straight, and they'll do that for days on end. So, I mean, it's kind of like anything. I think there are some people who get addicted to things like that and some that don't.
Oh yeah, playing video games is extremely addictive. You need to see what's gonna happen next. It's crazy. It's like you're in someone else's life.
Yeah, I'm extremely addicted.
Yeah, I was addicted for sure.
I feel that I'm probably very addicted to video games.
Like addictive how?
Chris is extremely addicted to video games.
No, I wouldn't say I'm addicted. I mean, to say that would be to say I need to do it. I need to get there and, you know, get home from work and get on immediately, but I don't.
I guess it would prevent you from doing basic chores or whatever, but if you can control your addiction, I think that it actually would really help you. Especially people who typically don't like being very social. People who don't really like going out. They're able to like communicate with friends and it'll keep them sane at least.
I'm a very antisocial person, so video games give me the social part that I miss out on when I don't go out during the day.
If gaming and those kind of communities can help those people be who they want to be, make friends, I say go for it. There's nothing wrong with that because not everybody can be outside, going to the bar, you know, playing on sports teams and stuff. And if that's what makes them happy, I say all the power to them. I wouldn't trade anything, the friendships I've made and the friendships that have developed from gaming and all those times spent hours on end playing with people, I wouldn't trade that.
In terms of gaming, about the negative effects and bad things that have been associated with, I think some of it can be somewhat true. Like most stereotypes are somewhat true. Like a lot of gamers that I know, a lot of them aren't very active. They kind of just eat a lot of bad food and they drink a lot of energy drinks. That's what kind of an association is, but not everyone's like that. I go to the gym 5 or 6 times a week and I eat pretty healthy. It's like everything is a balance. Like you can't have just all gaming. You got to do other things with your time.
I have been through 2 relationships to find a good balance between my gaming. As I had a girlfriend for 4 years and I played a lot of Halo 2. As I'm older now, I have found out that, or learned, that I did neglect her a little bit because of video gaming, because it was so competitive. Going back to the competitive spot, there was always those matches going on, those clan wars, playing multiplayer with my friends, where you have to have that balance between your gaming life and then your social life with your spouse.
As far as the violence in video games and if it makes people violent or not, I have a view that it can be an outlet for someone. Maybe someone who would go out and do something violent, instead they can go into a video game and do it, and that way they get their anger out or their frustration out that way instead of maybe in person.
With speaking about games being violent and antisocial and lazy, it does come with the territory, unfortunately.
It doesn't make sense to me that people say, oh, video games are bad for society. Oh, my kids are, learn to swear because they said in a video game. Well, realistically, your kids are going to learn to swear one day, whether it's in a video game or a movie or, oh, God forbid, on the playground. I mean, you can't go into a high school and tell me every kid's not saying, you guys, it's all a bunch of shit, get me out of here, right? I mean, we're all in high school, we all know how it was.
You turn on the news, there's violence. Does me watching the news make me more of a violent person? Not at all. Does watching violent movies make me want to go out and create crime? No, not at all. It's just an escape from everyday life.
I feel that gives me places where you can escape and enjoy things that you can't in real life.
It helps me escape. I love the gaming world and the worlds that they let me play in the game.
Triple kill, killing spree, overkill.
I like being able to get out of the real world and being able to be a different type of character where it doesn't matter what you look like, and even the people playing are like amazing people, but you'll see the picture and you'll be like, well, I'd never talk to them in real life.
That's the main reason why when I play video games I don't play sports games, because I can just go out and throw a football, or I can go out and kick a soccer ball. I don't need a video game to do that. I can do that in real life. Whereas if I want to be a guy in the Middle Ages and go out and kill a dragon, well, I can't just go out and climb a mountain and kill a dragon, right? So it's kind of an escape, similar to just watching a movie, except instead of watching a movie for 2 hours, you can play a game for 100 hours and get lost in it.
I'm glad I found Chris, who also really liked video games, because me, like most guys, I guess, who play video games, can't find a companion who does. And usually you get nagged at and it makes you feel like you're addicted, where they're like, come on, go to bed. It's like 12, what are you doing? You're like, I'm mining something. And they're like, I don't understand. So it's quite nice that I have someone with me who I can sit there and veg out, and he can veg out too, or we can veg together.
There was definitely times when, shitty things happened and I didn't have much to turn to except, gaming.
I think gaming can really bring people together. As much people and naysayers will say, well, that it's just a waste of time and stuff, and it really isn't. It's a great way to bond with friends, make new friends, pass the time, and if it makes you happy, I say game all you want. But again, there is that aspect where you have to balance the life with it, right?